My name is Shanna. I can definitely handle dirt. I don't have a problem with that.
My name is Will, and Shanna is my sister-in-law. When I walked in for the first time, it was like a shock. Every nook, every cranny was just filled with disgust. It was a horror show. There was an anonymous neighbor who looked over the fence and saw the outside and wanted it cleaned up and turned her in.
I'm Sean, and Shanna is my sister. I don't think anything would honestly change if it wasn't for the city posting a thing on the door.
I'm Nola, Shanna's sister. The citation was addressed to Shanna, but she gave it to me to deal with. I do not know how to deal with a situation of this magnitude.
Shanna's been living dirty for a long time. But the hoarding, really kicked in when she moved in with my mom. It was like two hoarders in a pod.
It was already very cluttered.
It was two people hoarding instead of one. That's when the house started becoming the disaster it is today.
The main problem was she did away with garbage service. And the only problem with that is, what are you gonna do with the garbage?
I've offered to bring over a U-Haul and do dump runs, but she said she wanted to go through everything first.
Just put that over there.
And when I say everything, I mean every bag of garbage. It ended up being a fight. She didn't end up letting me help.
I think that house very well contributed to my mom's death. Maybe she'd be alive today if she hadn't been living in that environment.
Shanna didn't react too good when my mom died because her and my mom were close. You know, losing somebody takes a lot out of a person.
I think it's hard because we lived together and our lives were entwined with one another. I don't know, I just miss that.
Shanna has been abandoned and isolated due to mom's death. Shanna says she's okay. I think it's affected her a lot.
The conditions are bad. Feces everywhere, garbage everywhere. Smells horrible. I think smelling a corpse would be easier than smelling that.
I'm Matt Paxton. I'm an extreme cleaning specialist. So we've got junk guys on half of the yard. We've got bio guys on the other side of the yard.
Walk around.
My question to you is, are we going to check every single one of these expiration dates, or do we let it all go? Because
Well, I mean, a lot of this stuff has never even been opened.
I'm Dr. Robin Zazio. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and I specialize in OCD and compulsive hoarding.
Knowing the contaminants and all the stuff that's in the air, do you really, really, really want to be putting this stuff in your body?
Okay,
Really?
I guess let it go.
All right.
It's a little bit mangled here, but
But it hasn't even been refrigerated.
it's still perfectly good. I could still eat it. This has never been opened.
This is covered in mold.
It might be a little bit moldy because I don't have a freezer.
So you're going to eat moldy bread?
No, I'm gonna pick the mold up.
We're starting to hit her anxiety. The hoarder in her is coming out.
Just some of that stuff I just got from the food bank. Some of it is expired, yes. Most of it probably is.
Shanna, the problem is it's not good usable food. Just because you got it 2 weeks ago doesn't mean that it's good.
Well, it's never, some of it's never been opened.
But the problem is it's all on the outside of the container. So when you pick it up, you're handling it, and then you touch other things, and then it cross-contaminates. We started with a biohazard crew.
No, I understand that.
99% of the time, the biohazard crew comes on the final day when we've cleaned up. Okay? This is the first time in hoarder history I've ever suited up. No matter how many times we try to explain to her, there are contaminants in the air. There's cross-contamination going on. The outside of the cans are touching fecal matter, urine, black mold. It's not safe. She's not getting it.
I'm not going to bring in those salad blends in a container, never been opened, to waste it.
There's fecal matter all over this house. I would not eat a salad that had poop on it.
Well, I'm still hell-bent.
You know, the past few days have been really intense, very emotional, very difficult. All the processing in the world is not helping her. What seems to have happened is in living with Mom, as Mom's functioning started to decline, as the house started to decline, she rolled with the changes and she didn't question it. This is unfortunately the perfect storm. I've made a professional opinion that she's not capable of living alone. Not because she is a compulsive hoarder, it's because cognitively, she can't live alone. We've got to figure out a plan B. I think we've determined that this isn't going to work anymore. Nola has agreed that you can stay at her house for a short period of time until we can get some resources, and I'm going to turn it over to your therapist to continue the process once I'm gone.
I thought I'd be coming back to live, and I won't be.
I think we all have hunches. How bad is it?
Have to strip everything down to the studs.
Everything down.
Everything down. Nothing is salvageable.
How much do you think it would cost?
Money-wise, about $150,000.
If we just bulldozed it and built a new home.
You could build this home for about $145,000. Brand new home would be less than trying to save this.
You're going to be staying with Nola. We've connected with the county social services. We were able to get support from her therapist, who is going to look into transitional housing and assured us that she would not be homeless.
You're an awesome lady. You need to be in a place that's going to help you with your needs. Obviously, the house is uninhabitable. Family's going to focus on getting the house sold as is so they can maximize any assets that they have, and that money will go towards keeping Shanna in a proper home. And this family can go back to actually living with you and celebrating it being a family and not just taking care.
I thank you for just letting us come in here and clean and getting you out of here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And we love you.
Yes, we do. Very much. It's definitely a happier ending than I was expecting. My sister's gonna get some help and brought our family closer together because we were pretty distant for a long time.
There we go.
I love you too.
Oh.
I'm Judy, and I'm a former food service worker. My mobile home looks like this. It needs a lot of work. It's filthy, it's cluttered, it's not safe, and then these mice are running all over the house.
I'm Maxine, and I'm a longtime friend and neighbor of Judy's. She has tried several times to capture the mice, but she won't let them be killed. So she has taken recently to feeding them. They're her friends.
I feel sorry for them because I know they're hungry, and I don't want them to die. I am a hoarder, but I am also a germaphobe.
She very much has this feeling of germs everywhere, everybody, everywhere. The fact that she's a germaphobe and that she's continued to live in the situation that she lives in is really very hard to weigh.
I'm Renee, and I'm Judy's caregiver and neighbor. A neighbor of ours introduced us to each other, and we just kind of gelled and ended up becoming friends. And then I went to school to become a caregiver because I felt like Judy needed some help.
She sanitizes things in the sun regularly.
If we have a real hot day, I want to put out things in the sun. In my mind, I feel like they're going to be sanitized. Washing clothes for me is a big job.
She averages washing one load of laundry 8 times in a row before she kind of feels like they're clean. And she always uses bleach, and so it takes the color out of her clothes and everything.
I just do not understand why I am a germaphobe and yet live like I do.
Judy likes to write up lists, and it could be anything from trying to remember to buy a light bulb, to go grocery shopping, pay bills.
Lists are extremely hard to let go. Even if they're 40-some years old, I still want to keep them, thinking someday I'll go through them. But it's not just lists. It's a book, maybe, old catalogs maybe that I haven't looked at, newspapers, or the funnies are in there, or some cute picture of a dog or an animal. Can't let that stuff go until I've gone through it.
I'm Sherry, and Judy is my mother. My mother is a hoarder, and always has been. When I was growing up as a little girl, I just didn't know how to deal with it. But as I was getting older, I'm like, Mom, what are you doing?
Raising her by myself wasn't easy because she got kind of rebellious when I was like 10. It's when we kind of started having a lot of trouble.
We just butted heads a lot. And I would try my best to clean up the living room, maybe the dining room, do the dishes, and it would stay that way for a brief period. And it could be a day, and then it would be messy again.
I just told her, I said, I know that would be devastating to you, but it might be the very best thing for you.
I want her to be safe. I want her to be healthy, despite everything that's happened. I still want the best for her.
Good morning, you guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
My name is Corey Chalmers. I'm an extreme cleaner that specializes in biohazard and hoarding. Judy, how you doing today?
I honestly feel like I'm at my execution.
Oh, well, that's not a good start to the day. Listen,
But I'm trying.
you have a lot of
I am
people that are
trying.
here
I know.
to help you, okay? Like your granddaughter who's here for the first time in her life. How do you feel today, Christina?
Nervous to see what it looks like. I don't really know what to expect.
Sorry. Can't breathe. Sorry.
That's all right.
I know this is hard for my grandma because she's not used to people coming in her house.
What are your concerns for today?
Things being taken from me that I don't want to be.
Okay.
People in there going through my stuff.
It is probably going to be hard. So one thing that we might think about is that this might represent your best chance toward really being happy, safe, and healthy.
Judy's obviously really distraught right now about this whole process. She does not seem ready to have people touching her stuff. I think the best thing I can do at this point is to take her in, just one-on-one work with her and learn what her parameters are, what her rules are as far as what she'll let go and what she wants to keep. So what if we talk about these shredded up newspapers on the floor? There's droppings on them, there's urine on them from the rodents. So what prevents you from throwing stuff like this away?
I have to go through it and look through it first.
Tell me what you would expect that might be in something like this that you would have a loss of.
An article that I want to look at, a picture of maybe an animal, a cute picture.
This is from over a year ago.
I know it.
And it's been on your floor.
I know it.
And you haven't read it yet.
Right. It's something that I want to keep until I can look at it.
The problem is the very first thing that I picked up in here, you want to hang on to. And so I'm pretty sure that everything else that I pick up, you're going to have reasons to want to hang on to too, and nothing will change. And we'll leave here with the fear of you dying in this home. The goal right now is to make some decisions on all the things that we put in boxes. So this is where it's going to get a little challenging for you.
Do you want to keep this?
Yes, I do. I can bleach them. I'll keep. Oh, yeah, keep. I know it's icky, but don't throw it away.
Why? It's got mouse poop on it.
I know it. Everything does.
A mouse has pooped on it.
Fine, that one's fine.
Judy has a reason or excuse for everything, and one of the ones she keeps saying is that she's going to clean stuff.
Keep.
Just like she said that laying something out in the sun is going to somehow sanitize it. I'm going to challenge one of your cleaning processes, okay? So I'm going to get my ATP monitor, I'm going to swab the surface of something that she says is cleaned by the sun and prove to her that it's not working. Below 40 on this is clean. 1,158. So is your process working? No. I'm not doing this to embarrass you.
No.
I'm shedding
I
some light.
haven't washed it yet.
How about the bowl? Would you clean that?
What's in the bottom?
Mouse?
Yeah, mouse crap.
If we weren't here, would you keep this?
No.
Why haven't you thrown it away yet?
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay, and again, that's the issue.
I know
You're never going to get to this.
No, I know it.
Right now, you have 25 people standing around to
That's
help you
obviously.
get to it. Do you want to get to it or not? Can you let go of this stuff to save your life?
Mom, I am scared for your health. I'm gonna have to call somebody to pull you out of there, and I don't want that. Let me take these boxes and get them out of your hair.
Let me see what's in there first.
Just say, dump it. Do it.
No,
say
I
it.
can't. Some of that means something to me.
What does this mean to you?
It can be washed.
I'm done.
Is that more important than your daughter?
I'm just all kinds of emotions right now. I don't know what to do.
We can't force her to do it.
We're running out of time, and I don't think she understands the gravity of what's at stake.
We're just switching tactics to harm reduction, which is just all about your safety in the home. Just making pathways to your exits and to your important functional items, your kitchen, your bathroom, 3 foot wide. With your walker, I think that's necessary. Okay, there's things that we're not gonna be able to fix today that are gonna make a safe home. That's functioning utilities. I know the toilets haven't been working, so that's something you're gonna have to address, but what we can do is make the pathways. Okay, we'll start the process. But there's a lot to be done there to make those pathways. It's not easy to shuffle that stuff around to open up 3 feet. This is what we're up against. Underneath all those boxes and big things is tons of paper. And I know you have a hang up on paper, and I'm begging and pleading with you to let us remove that so we can get to the door.
There's absolutely no reason why you need any of that.
So if you scoop it up, though, there's some good stuff.
What? That's so important that you...
Not that it's so important. I just want, the film might be from years ago. Oh,
this is trash. This looks like it has been sitting here a good 10 years.
Those I can return and get the money for it.
Look, you're avoiding...
It's a lot of money.
Look at me.
I can turn
Mom.
get the money for it.
Nobody's gonna want to buy that. Look at me. This is it. You have got to trust Corey and his guys. You have got.
He's not gonna go through it. I mean,
You
grab
have got
stuff.
to do this. Please.
How far are we? All right, all right.
We just want to deal with the stuff on the floor right there. That's it. Make this sacrifice for your future, please.
Just don't go, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna deal with this. I promise you, just this, okay?
Just kind of go through stuff, please.
I promise
All
you I
right.
will, okay? Let's get you out to the tent, and I promise I will make progress in here that you can trust, okay?
Is Sherry in there?
She's in the house
Wait,
still.
Sherry?
She'll come in a minute. She's just having a
What are you
moment. We're trying to get to the front door, you guys. That's what our focus needs to be. Our time's up. Now it's time to take Judy and her family into the house to see the little bit of progress we were able to make. Not an ideal ending by any means. We came in here with the best intentions. We tried every trick in the book with her, and yet, devastatingly, we're walking away with her having not much change at all.
There's still a lot of health hazards, safety hazards in the home. As a licensed psychologist, I'm obligated to notify the proper agencies when I see that an older person is in danger, and Judy is most definitely in danger. I'm going to call Adult Protective Services. None of us would feel good if something bad were to happen to you in this house. I think we would all feel a certain sense of responsibility.
It's still going to be a long road ahead, but I'm still going to be here for her. I'll still do whatever I can to support her.
No, thank you.
That seems like it's a lot more important than some newspapers, doesn't it?
I wish I could have done better. I know I disappointed myself and everybody, but I'm very, very grateful for everybody's kindness. That means a lot.
You take good care of yourself, all right?
I'm Andy, and I'm a rebel fighting for my freedom. I am a saver. I don't believe on throwing stuff away if I can use it later on down the road. Maybe that's why I'm different than most people.
I'm Becky and I'm a housewife. If there's ever a big disaster, we could probably live at least a year without needing for anything.
I'm Russ. Andy is my dad. Becky is my stepmom. I would never call Becky a hoarder. I would never call my dad a hoarder because they don't like that, and I know this, but yes, they're hoarders.
I'm Amanda, my parents are hoarders. One bathroom is filled with stuff, can't even get in it. The bedrooms are floor to ceiling, front to back, filled with stuff. Lots of books, DVDs, just a hot mess.
I would like a house with more cupboard space and more closets because these houses is zilch on storage.
In the living room, the first thing you walk over is a TV.
I was taking out a TV that just never got outside.
Doesn't bother me to climb over it every day, not at all.
You know, you get used to it, you adapt.
It's like big explosion, like if you touch it or look at it funny, stuff would just fall down.
Damn it. I had this stuck
way back in here.
He'll walk past something and it'll fall or pop out on its own.
Oh,
And he tells everybody, don't step on anything.
that's my medicine bag, and I don't know how it got there.
It's like, it's not my fault. You're the one who put it on the floor.
I know where to step, and I consider myself having a good sense of balance, like a mountain goat.
My name is Sergeant Davis. I'm the sergeant of the Code Enforcement Unit of the Marysville Police Department. We entered through the front door, and all I could see was a wall of garbage. There was no kitchen, no living room, no bathroom, no bedrooms, just garbage. I'm here today, pay my weekly visit with them and see what kind of progress they're doing.
Do I hate Cop Davis? You damn right I hate Cop Davis. Get out of here.
Becky, is there something I can do to help you folks? We're not gonna go away. You understand that, right?
Yep.
Get the hell away from me.
Well-
Don't even talk to me. Get the hell away from me.
We're all here, and we've assembled a lot of professionals to help you and Becky. I want us to try to do what we can so that your dad keeps his home and he and Becky don't go to jail. Officer Davis, do you have anything to add to what we've said so far?
I think it's time to begin and work our way towards compliance, I think.
Okay, so how about if we all get to work?
We'll get it going.
All right?
All right.
Yeah, all books saved.
You want to say
Say-
all the books? I don't know if it's Dad's or Becky's. It could be his stuff, it could be her stuff.
What's,
All right.
Can you take this down?
take it down.
My name is Kevin. I'm the neighbor of Andy and Becky. I'm happy to help, as are some of the other neighbors. I'm really impressed with how many neighbors have showed up.
Gotta go. Crash.
It's got to go, okay? Just like that. Thank you very much, okay? It's got to go like that.
This guy looks like he's seen better days.
Yeah, let's
Good job, Andy.
go with it.
Yes, to the tables, out the door.
This one's heavy, heavy. Your safety is more important than anything in this pile.
Delicious. This is one of the most dense hoards I've ever been in because when you pull things, it's like an avalanche. Really bad. We have the kitchen done, the bathroom clear. People are working on the hallway. Andy gave us permission to clean the laundry room. What's the update?
So we need to get them another exit out of the house. They have to have another egress. That front door is the only way in and out of this house.
Excellent.
We
Let's
could
go.
carry into this. We could get this done in no time.
Yeah. All right. Sound good?
So you gonna open the door, Russ?
Okay.
Yeah.
Close it. Close it all. The fridge is gone, and we're not gonna open it. So can you duct tape it? It smells like sweet butt juice. I don't even know.
Just dump it. You got a train load, a boxcar full, dump it. This thing, dump it.
Over the course of the last few days, there's been this coming together. There's been making peace, building friendships and connections, which has expanded out to the community as well, which is remarkable.
I have never called Sergeant Davis Sergeant Davis. He's always been Cop Davis to me. No, that's out. He is Sergeant Davis. Sergeant Davis, I'm sorry for what I've done and said and what I thought about you.
I accept your apology, and I also apologize to you if I ever said anything that was incorrect or in any way offended you.
Sergeant,
Andy? It was nice to hear Andy apologize and to be able to speak civilly with him for the first time in all these months.
Sergeant Davis is a friend of mine.
We can actually all four stand in one room. At least they have access from the front door. They have access in here. They can actually start cleaning the kitchen, get the kitchen used. They have a way to get out of the back of the house through the garage. Right. There's still a lot to do in the garage.
We've created a good living space. I think they can function normally. I can't speak on what's inside of the bedrooms.
They still have a lot to do. This house is technically at this point is really not livable, but they've already been living in this when it was much worse than this. Vika, what do you think? Where do we stand right now with all this whole process?
I got word from my crew that 40 trucks left the premises and a total of 160 tons were taken off of this property. 160 tons.
I can't fault anybody who allows 160 tons of trash, recycle, and disposable items to leave their property. I'm very proud of Andy and Becky, and though they have a long way to go, they've gone leaps and bounds above what I anticipated for this week.
Well, you've done a great job. 160 tons is a lot of stuff that got hauled out of here. Estimate is it's probably 60 plus more tons that's got to get out of here at some point. And we want to work with you on that. As of right now, technically you're not in compliance still. You still have a ways to go, but you are so much closer.
I'd like to add something, Andy. Early January, we had a brief meeting and we talked about coming into compliance, and if we could not, that the city was going to move towards the abatement portion and all that stuff. I just want to put your mind at ease that that is no longer a concern as of today. We're going to continue to work with you folks and try to move this thing forward.
City officials, you just don't find city officials as you poor. And the rest of these people, their hearts are just tremendous.
This is such a clean house.
I tried.
My name is Carrie, and I'm a hoarder. This house is a disaster. When I make a mess, I don't fool around.
My name is Elena, and I've been a friend of Carrie's for 20 years. And it's always been a mess. It's always been filled with just garbage.
And I would fill part of it and then live in a different part of the house. It kept getting full, and I kept moving down further and further in the house. I haven't had heat for 3 years. There hasn't been any water for almost as long.
I'm Trish, and I'm Carrie's daughter. It's disgusting, and I just don't understand how someone could do that.
The city has decided to deem the property uninhabitable, which is correct. They tell me that if I don't make the different repairs that are necessary for it to meet code, I will have to accept a lien on my property. It could lead me to lose the property.
I feel like my life could have been so much more if I had had a stable upbringing and a structured home and a responsible parent.
Oh, I feel terrible. Are you kidding? She dreamed of a father knows best kind of life, and I couldn't give her that.
My name is Matt Paxton. I'm an extreme cleaning specialist. We're here at Carrie's house to help her out. This is a very serious home, and I've got to get the family in there now so they can understand how bad this really is. How long has it been since you've been in there?
Over 3 years.
3 years. You're already getting emotional before we even walk in there, okay? And that's okay. Guys, it's been a long time since you've been in there, I know.
It's been over 10 years.
10 years. Let's go.
Do not step on these bottles. Don't step on those bottles, walk on the clothes.
I walked in the door, and the stench and the filth was just so much.
Go outside, go outside. She's gonna puke.
Physically, it's pretty bad, but smell-wise, it's horrific. That did not go well.
Why don't you try to sit? My son's puking.
I couldn't take it, man. Freaking made me throw up. It's horrible.
I started puking. It's disgusting. I can't understand how this can happen to somebody.
Carrie, what? Do you know why I wanted you to come in here?
I'm Dr. Melva Green. I'm a board-certified psychiatrist specializing in obsessive-compulsive disorder and hoarding behaviors.
Well, yeah, because I'm sitting on my butt, not pitching in.
No, not that. That's not it at all.
No, can I just do some things?
Not a chance. You gotta answer that question.
No, because avoidance is how we got here, right? Avoiding the pain, the trauma, the hurts, the disappointments. And if you're gonna start new, like you say you want to, I do want you to experience this. I do want you to take a look at it and acknowledge it.
You shut everybody out by holding yourself up in this trash.
We know she's had trauma. We know she's got losses, but she has not been able to move past her suffering. So she's been able to look at it very openly, but she has not been able to grow from it.
Hey, Carrie.
I want you to know that this is not easy for me, and because I don't show you what I'm feeling, it's because I've been conditioned to hide my feelings since I was a child.
Did you hear that? I've heard that from her growing up my entire life. It feels like you don't care when you hide your feelings.
No, I'm not.
No, this is the therapy that you need to get better.
I'm not letting her spin her tail. I can't.
It's hard to watch my mom shut down and not really deal. I really want her to process through and realize where this is coming from.
Trisha, tell your mom what you're experiencing from your heart, not your head.
Well, the only emotion I'm feeling when I look in that house is shame.
Well, let's talk about the shame, because we haven't mentioned that at all.
It makes me feel like white trash.
Trish, it's not your story.
I grew up in that.
Let her finish. Carrie, let her finish.
She didn't grow up in the way it is now.
I know,
Carrie,
but
let her finish.
I grew up in it when it was pretty bad. And I got called that.
I know.
You got called what?
White trash.
You know, it's interesting. Trish seems to think that she was to come here and fix her mom and help clear out the house and sort of save the day. But the reality is Trish is coming to terms that she's got to deal with her own issues.
It breaks my heart to go in there and see that, and see these people going through all this stuff and wondering what pieces are buried in all of that were something that meant something. What memories are being thrown away, and why? Why would you do that?
Carrie, I feel you closing up. Is this too much emotion for you? I mean, she's being honest with you.
No, I hear her honesty and her pain. I do. I totally do. But I don't have an answer to the why. I don't.
I know that I have a lot of wounds from growing up and having a mother who does this through a lot of different means, but I mean, it's an ongoing process, especially when it continues to happen. So when you go and you see it and you're in the middle of it all over again, it just kind of reopens everything.
There's a lot of pain here. There's an awful lot of pain here.
Yep.
You look like you want to hug your daughter.
I do. I don't think she'd let me right now.
No, I are.
I don't think she'd deny you.
Here, you didn't let me throw away my other shoe.
Kick. Awesome. Good job. Yay. This is an empty bag. Fill it up.
Get a couple bags ready.
Carry like 55,000 pounds of stuff. I mean, she's ready. She's ready to change. She's ready to move on and have a better life.
Come in over here.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
This is amazing.
How does this feel?
It feels wonderful.
This is what you deserve. I'm so excited that we were able to transform this room for Carrie. I think it's going to give her an opportunity to get some insight into what her life can be like, that she's actually deserving and worthy of having a space where she can really get back to the roots of her spiritual foundation.
This is your journey.
No, but this is also your beginning too.
Okay, go ahead.
Nam yo hoarding kyo, nam yo hoarding kyo.
The relationship with my mom and me now, it's getting better. And I hope now that this has happened, we can come back together and be a family again.
I feel alive. I feel a future. I feel a dream that I haven't felt for a very long time coming back. And a second chance. And I'll make the most of it. Nam yo hoarding kyo, nam yo hoarding kyo.
Gloves, belt, final touches, pumpkin. I'm Sandy, and my husband Ed and I have been married for over 30 years. And we're known around the area as Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Ho, ho, ho.
Off to the North Pole we go. The kids get so excited about seeing Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Isn't that fun?
It's just neat to bring the sparkle and the sugar plums and all that comes along with Christmas. But as much as we love Christmas, I can't put up a Christmas tree.
I'm Ed, and Sandy is my wife. Our house is cluttered.
Hi, honey.
It's terrible. I don't want to invite anybody over because you don't have room to do anything. Probably 3/4 of our meals we sit on the bed and watch TV and eat because finding a comfortable place to eat is a challenge.
My kitchen is on my kitchen floor, and you can't get out my front door right now because there's treasures that are blocking it.
She's always had a tendency to do a little bit of collecting. Then over the years, it's accumulated, and I'm not very good at saying no, so I just let her do whatever she wanted to do.
Thanks, hon.
So it's not just her, it's me also.
The stuff that's around us is comfort. It's kind of like food. Instead of eating, we collect.
Part of it's heartbreaking because my dad's working at the Goodwill. Part of it's
love you.
Frustration because I know that that means they're going to be shopping more and spending more at the Goodwill. It just makes you want to rip your hair out.
Have a good day.
Sandy will come in there more often because I'm working, and she'll shop, and we get a lot of things that we don't need.
It's been going on for so long that I just don't know what to say to get them to stop. If my parents continue on the same path, they will end up losing their house.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Corey Chalmers. I'm an extreme cleaner that specializes in biohazard and hoarding. This isn't just about cleaning a house. This is about finding the real you guys. Sandy and Ed, not Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, and what can keep you happy without stuff. We can make this happen for you guys. The hard part is for you to make the decisions. Because if you can't make quick decisions on what can stay and what can go, then we can't make progress.
Yeah.
So with all this being said, are you guys ready for a clean house?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. So right now I want to have Sandy and Tracy in there with us, just seeing how they communicate. I want to learn how Sandy thinks and what she'll let go of, where she struggles, and see if we can't make a little bit of progress. I just want to learn a little bit about your thinking process. So for example, the stuff on the ottoman in front of you. Let's just talk about just those items right now.
Okay. What's a nice assortment?
So how about sharks? It's never been opened. I don't think you have any emotional attachment.
Absolutely not.
To sharks.
But what it was a gift.
It was for you or from you, a gift?
For
Okay.
someone else.
Where this originally came from was when we went to Hawaii. So that's been around for almost 10 years, and
I don't know where it came from.
It's not opened.
At the very least, it's been buried under a pile of clutter.
Right.
Right. Okay, so it can go.
Go.
Okay. What is this?
Puzzles. It's children's mind games.
Okay.
Gift.
The problem is the first two things we've touched are gifts. So I have a feeling we're going to hear that term a lot.
You are. I'll get things and I'll say they're going to be presents. Just need to be wrapped to go to.
Right. It's not actually a present until you've given it to somebody.
Right.
Until then, it's just stuff in your house.
You're almost losing your house.
Right.
Why are we buying gifts for people when you can't afford to stay in your own home?
It's just my nature. That's just the person I am.
My biggest concern is that for Sandy, it's not just going to be about giving up some things. It's about giving up her identity, which is that I'm always the person who has all the gifts. She needs to recognize that her life has to be about something else besides that. Can Mrs. Claus just be a role that you play to make people happy as opposed to a life that you live?
Yes. But don't take my role away.
I do not want to be the guy who ruined Christmas, all right? I'm not Scrooge, I'm not the Grinch, but being Mrs. Claus is actually working to Sandy's detriment. That's killing her. She's going to lose her house if she keeps doing that.
Sandy?
Yeah.
We've only done half your craft room, and it is full out here.
Very full.
It literally looks like your house exploded. So it's the last day of the cleanup, and the plan of attack today is to really take on that craft room. She has so much stuff in there, and that's going to take a lot of time to sort through. So we got to start moving.
Donate, 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 donate. Keep.
Let's not throw it in the mud.
Well, you want fast. Only thing in here is the rock tumbler that needs to come out.
You haven't seen it in years, you haven't used it in years.
Yep.
Can you live without it?
Not that.
You can't live without a rock tumbler?
Nope, because it's not going to be mine.
So you're going to give it to somebody?
Yes.
It's a gift.
That has been wanting one. And I didn't know I had one to give to him.
Look, this is what I'm trying to talk about.
Donate.
Someone wants something and now you happen to have it doesn't mean you have to give it to them. We're trying to get rid of stuff here today. We're trying to make a difference in your life, not someone else's. That's the whole object of the conversations the last couple days about gifting. Where's Tolan? By her holding onto a rock tumbler for someone that doesn't even know she has it, just proves to me that the behavior hasn't changed, and she may continue down this road of collecting things for other people still. And that's why I wanted Dr. Tolan to come in and address it.
So what's your concern, Corey?
We're coming across things like that she still wants to gift.
Things like what?
Like the rock tumbler.
The rock tumbler.
She didn't even know she had it. They don't know she has it, so instead of getting it out of her life right now, it's gonna stay in her house, in a box to be gifted someday.
I see.
I think he's the one that needs the doctor. She wants to give it to somebody, let her give it to somebody. Big deal. To hell with everybody.
Well,
There you got it, right
I
there.
don't need that
there it
attitude,
is.
but
That's my attitude. They're a bunch of idiots. To hell with them. Thought they were trying to get this done, but I guess they're going to stand around all day.
You need to hold on to the memories, like the cool stuff, not a gift for somebody that they don't even know that it exists.
That is what got us here, but that's not what's going to come out at the other end of the tunnel. Things have been solved. Mindsets have been fixed.
if people don't let those emotions out at some point, they're just bottling them up like they have all along, and nothing's gonna change. So we like to see that. I'm hoping that we can use this to our advantage in the afternoon, now that all the emotion's out on the table.
Let's donate. Donate. This is all donate.
What was this basket?
Donate.
Whatever it is, get rid of it.
That's donate.
After the midday meltdown, everyone kicked it into high gear. I've never seen such fast decisions being made. She got rid of about 95% of her belongings, which is incredible.
Oh, wow.
Welcome home.
It's just amazing. Just wow.
You guys ready to see the rest of the house?
Absolutely. Oh, look at this. Wow. It's just amazing. Just absolutely amazing.
Big crisis is the finances.
Right.
Yeah, so let's think about where some of this financial crisis came from.
The gifting and the giving.
Yes.
And I'm not doing that. I've already stopped doing that.
Tracy, do you feel like the crisis has been solved?
I think so. I think you're starting to understand that we don't need things, we need you guys. We can replace things, we can't replace you.
Just like the Who's in Whoville, I think this family has learned that the true spirit of Christmas is not about stuff. It's about being with the friends and the family that you care about.
Thank you, guys.
It was good working with you guys.
You.
It was. Take care.
I'm Christy, and I ran a daycare, and I used to be a good mother.
I'm Tiffany, and Christy is my mom. When I was younger, my mom kept the house very nice. It was very immaculate. Now it's like what went wrong. I don't understand how it could change so drastically. Nobody should be living in a house like that.
I'm Dylan, and Christy is my mom. It's like impossible to move around and just mounds of stuff that's not needed. I feel like she took my childhood away from me because of her junk.
Well, he thinks I chose the stuff over him. It's only bad mothers, other kids take it away.
I'm Tanya, and I'm Christy's oldest daughter. Dylan has been living with me for the past 2 years. My mom is not happy with the fact that Dylan lives with me, but I couldn't imagine what that would feel like as a parent. It was hard.
If she did love me, it's like she would have cleaned up her house and got rid of her junk and gotten me back.
At first, they would only inspect the rooms. that were in use. And then they inspected, they decided, you know, all the rooms.
Her daycare ended because of the hoarding.
When that was taken away from her, that's when the clutter started to escalate.
I don't think human beings are meant to be alone. And when you get to this point, it's kind of like you're a nobody. It really doesn't matter.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
30 degrees. Are we ready for this?
I'm Dorothy Brenninger. I'm a professional organizing expert, and I specialize in hoarding.
The fact of the matter is you've created a situation.
Yeah.
And we're going to help you with it today.
I really want to sandblast this hoard. It's just gotta go.
And who are we here for?
Me.
All for you.
Thank you.
Yeah? Got it?
I haven't had that for so long.
I totally get that. I get it. Is this group ready to take care of this lady?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, y'all ready to go? Lead on.
I would like to keep this. It's an expensive preschool.
We don't have preschool anymore.
Oh, I'd like to keep it. And that's for the dogs, for Tanya's house. It still squeaks. Do you think that would work better than that one thing you have? It's the same thing as the light bright.
I'm fine with the light bright I have.
They may not want it for their children.
That is something that we can definitely live without, and it's way worth it just to get rid of it so you can have your house.
She was unable to let go of even some of the most basic items that were almost really just junk. And of course, that is the disorder speaking.
Sure, all this is garbage.
And a little bed.
So, Christy, do you trust your daughter? She just said it was trash.
I do trust you. It's just I'm compelled to do that.
No, I don't want it to go to their house.
But
It
you
stays
want
here.
it here.
That's kind of Dylan's.
I do not want this, Mom. You need to get rid of it.
I know it goes to the guitar.
That's
and
broken.
The guitar
Why'd
shop
you buy
right over
it?
here.
She just won't or give it up. She just keeps going at it and doesn't stop until she gets her way. And I was just angry at her.
He doesn't care.
I could trade it in and
Why
get
haven't
something.
you?
Because it was yours.
Yeah, but I
felt
don't
like
want
I can't
it.
touch your things.
She's making a choice of keeping all of this stuff rather than having a relationship with her family.
I don't want you to think this stuff's more important than you are. I have to leave him.
Okay.
It just felt like it was going to take forever and forever to go through things. And emotionally, physically, that's so draining for me right now that it all came crashing down.
My name is Mark Pfeffer. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and specialist in the treatment of compulsive hoarding. Talk about these stuffed animals, Christy. What are stuffed animals usually used for?
To cuddle with, yeah.
So we're gonna come upon a lot of stuffed animals.
Tanya's dogs, and they can eat them up every day and tug on them, and they love to do it.
She's right here. Do you want them?
Mom, we don't need them. We just need to move on.
I don't really care if the dogs have something to chew on.
I was pushing Christy to provide her the opportunity to make some decisions under high levels of anxiety, so she could teach her brain that it's okay to live without some of her possessions.
I'd like to keep a couple of these.
But obviously, we can see that there's much more work to be done.
SpongeBob.
Do you think that would work for the bedroom for the kids?
What bedroom
Violet?
are you talking about, Mom?
The one downstairs.
The one downstairs is full of stuff.
You hang clothes or...
Christy, we're trying to get your home in a place that's livable. What is the worst thing that would happen if you got rid of this item?
I just don't want to have to buy something like this again.
No one's gonna make you buy it again. I don't like how you're living. You have to want this for yourself, Mom. But you have to let us help you, and you're still putting up walls.
This has been a big waste of time in here, and we've made no progress.
Make these decisions, and it'll help you get better.
Just let it go, Mom.
I can't.
How are you feeling today, first of all?
I wanted there to be more taken out of the house. I just feel that later on it's going to be harder for Mom to get rid of stuff if the organizers aren't here.
Dylan, how about you?
She needs to decide what she needs to do and do it quickly.
Tanya, what are your thoughts today?
We would like to see some progression made.
It's just hard for me to move. And
That's why all this help's here, so they can help you right now, because they're leaving. They're going to be gone.
One of the things I did want to talk about why I have the family here, if we got the house clean, whether or not, Dylan, you would want to come back.
I know you love me, so, I mean, we could start it off to where I could just come and start staying here, like, every weekend or something like that. Yeah, I think it'd be good to, like, come and spend some time with her and then just work my way from there.
And that's interesting because the other day you weren't necessarily thinking that way. He was able to compromise in letting his mom know that he was willing to give her a chance, but not yet fully committing, potentially back into the situation that he left.
It makes me feel really good for him to want to continue the process so he believes in me. And if I do, and then I think that he'll be spending more time here.
Dylan, one more bag. How about 2 more bags?
Yeah, that can go.
Garbage?
Garbage.
Good job, good job.
Nice.
There's a lot of this stuff.
That felt good.
The upstairs is clear, and then the downstairs is your storage area. Everything from upstairs came here. We have to set the guidelines for her strong and clear. Only one bag or one box up at a time. Sort through it, make decisions, and then you can go down and get another one. If she can stick to that policy, she'll be okay.
Whoa. One bag at a time. I think I can do that.
My hopes and prognosis is good, but guarded. I think with aftercare, the chances of them becoming a family unit and getting that house back is good.
Is this a safe place for Dylan? Yes, it is. In fact, not only is it safe, the bathrooms are clean, kitchen is clean, there's running water, electricity, the house is clean, everything is cleared from that upper floor.
I think the house looks pretty good. Personally, I want us to like have more family things together. Christmas, Thanksgiving, that'd be nice.
Hi, thanks for being a fan of Hoarders. And subscribe to A&E for more videos and click the links around me to watch more.